What's up, Buck Dugwadini in the garage? Anybody who follows along on the channel knows that I've been working on getting a new piston and head in that 4.7 behind me. I was working on that video for y'all today. I was getting the old manifold off of the original 4.7, and I don't know if y'all can see, it's got a little crack in it. So what I want to do today is do a super quick video on how I fix cracks in cast iron manifolds. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so what we're gonna do is first we're gonna secure down our workpiece here and clean her up some. All right, first and foremost, there's a nice sheen of penetrating oil from when I was getting the fasteners out. Let's get that cleaned up real quick. A little bit of Wally World's finest parts cleaner. We can't blow that crack out some. It's actually a couple cracks, which is a little concerning, but what are you gonna do? So what we gotta do is figure out where these cracks end so we can drill them. So we gotta break through this dusty, crusty stuff. I'm gonna be using a motorized spinny boy. You can use the home little, toothbrush looking wire brush. You can use sandpaper if you had to, whatever you got. The point is, let's break through some of that oxide. Alrighty friends, don't just go crazy, just get the big chunks off. I ground a little flat spot, clean spot up there, so we have some place to put our ground clamp later. That's thinking ahead. Look at that. We're planning 5 moves ahead here. Now what we gotta do is find the ends of this crack. You can see it's a couple cracks. The main one's right here, starts from about there, comes down, and then it kind of branches over, and we got a secondary crack and a third crack there, which really speaks to the quality of this casting, but we're gonna do the best we can. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill right here, we're gonna drill right there, probably gonna drill right in the middle there, and I'm gonna try to drill up there as well. Alrighty friends, now that we've made our problem much worse, let's get out the grinder and see if we can't really fork this thing. All jokes aside, what we're doing is we're drilling to stop the cracks, okay? They can't continue if you've drilled the end out. Hopefully I got all of this bottom one. This one in the middle is where the two were separating. I should really probably put another one there, but I'm just gonna try to weld over that one. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a grinder, we're gonna dig a V groove along the whole line of that crack. That's gonna give us more surface area to weld. It'll also give me an opportunity to see if there's any other spider cracks blanking out in different directions. Oh, buddy Buck, in the effort of not overthinking this, I give you our prepped crack. Grinding brought out where all the actual cracks are. It's actually pretty well forked, and there's some weird wrinkles over here, which I really hope are not cracks starting. Maybe would have made more sense to just go to the yard, spend this 2 hours in the yard pulling a new one, but we're already here, and we have a welder. So why wouldn't we? Alrighty friends, we're going to be using my Hobart Handler 140 today. I love this little machine, especially for flux core, which is what you want to use out here in the mother's natures. It's a breezy day. I don't have a lot of confidence I'd be able to keep gas where I want it. Flux core. The way I feel about flux core is it doesn't look good, but it is good. And what would you rather be? Would you either look good or be good? When you're out here on the driveway, nothing's gonna hold better than a little bit of flux core. What you need to understand first though about welding cast iron is you need to preheat it. Now a lot of guys will actually throw these parts in the barbecue grill. I'm just gonna use our little propane torch. We're just gonna heat this up, maybe about 5 minutes of exposure on it. I don't wanna start burning the wood down here or anything. Get it warm. What that does is it helps the cast iron take the weld, and it helps prevent you from cracking as you're cooling. So let's get it preheated, and we'll start throwing hot bubble gum at it. Alrighty friends, not quite the 5 minutes I promised, but I think we'll be just fine. Whew, buddy buck, I'll tell you what, that's coming along just fine. I bet you we can leave her just like that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put our gloves over it like that and let it sit for a good 10 minutes to try to cool it down slowly. We'll take the grinder to her, see if we got any holes. We'll come back, do a top coat, grind that down, and that's pretty much it. It's a Manifold. No one's ever gonna see it outside of who's looking at this video, and I don't really care what y'all think about my welds. If they hold, they're gold. That's what you need to know about welding. Alrighty friends, I took about 20 minutes in the house. The wife made pasta salad, and her pasta salad is absolutely 10 out of 10, so I got a bowl of that. I have my gloves under here because they're not gonna melt. It's actually nice and warm under here still, but I'll bet it's cooled down to the touch. The idea here, yeah, pretty much, still pretty warm, but the idea is you need cast iron to cool slowly. It will crack if you just leave it out here in the atmosphere with the wind blowing on it. Well, not guaranteed to crack, but it'll possibly crack. You're putting yourself in the best possible position if you can cover it, let it dry or cool slowly. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of vermiculite. It's a soil extender, but it's volcanic ash. They use it in glass working. It's a cool stuff down. If you can get your hands on vermiculite, you can actually submerge these parts in that. I used to have some, I don't have any more. Anyway, point is, I've done enough talking about cooling this stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind this down again, make sure those welds look as good underneath as they do on top. And if they do, this thing's done. That's all there is to it. Let's not overthink it. It's just a dirty old Jeep. Soon, buddy. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I didn't expect this manifold thing. I thought I'd be putting a piston and a head on you today. Alrighty friends, we got a couple little spots I want to touch up, a couple little dots in there that we're just going to put a little extra weld in, grind her down once more, and then we're going to call this one done. And that's pretty near everything. Alrighty friends, now same thing as last time. Glove them up, let it sit for a bit, let it cool down. I mean, we've made it this far, no reason to half-ass it from here. I don't know if you're able to hear that, but that's the cast iron expanding. It's kind of pinging and popping on you. I have had things crack while they're cooling. As long as you cover it up though, that's the best you can do. That vermiculite's a good tip though. You ever have to weld something real big? When I did my rear end, my differential, I welded a truss on it. I put that in vermiculite and it didn't crack at all. 10 out of 10. Friends, that's all there is to it. There's no reason to overthink it or do anything more. We've done it in a way that prevented it from cracking further. And we didn't have to go buy a new manifold. That's really all there is to it. You could absolutely paint this if you want to, assuming you can get the right paint. This ain't that Jeep for me. I'm done. Gonna let it sit there. I'm gonna get back to work on this bad boy. Basically, we've got the new piston in. We're developing some really awesome surface rust, so I want to go ahead and get this thing put back together and resealed ASAP. So if you're interested in seeing the first video where we found the blown apart piston and head, we dragged a new head out of the junkyard, we got a new piston, we're gonna try to get that thing running, and now we've got our perfectly re-welded manifold ready to go in. So if you got any questions on welded manifolds, leave me a comment down in the squawk boxes. I'm not an expert, pretty much the furthest thing from, but I'll give you my opinion on the matter. If you'd like to let me know that you think I'm a hack, by all means, you can do that right down below, right in those didgeridoos down there. But if you did like the video, by all means, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Maybe check out my website, monkeywithatoolbox.com. For sure, go check out another video, because if you like this one, you're gonna like the rest of the stuff I did, all right? As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.